A very good morning, guys. Welcome back to another daily market outlook. It's Fabio here, and we are looking at the major dollar pairs. So yesterday we saw quite some big movements in the major dollar pairs due to the fact that Israel striked back at Iran. This has caused for a lot of, let's say, strange price action within the markets because everything is starting to move at random. So looking at overall here on the daily time frame at Euro USD, we are still bearish from this high in towards this low, and obviously we're looking to see if we can, after this break of structure which we had over here, see a potential pullback back up in towards the highs, for example back in towards an area of supply. So that's it from a daily perspective. The daily looks good for a potential pullback. Preferably you would start seeing a pullback from this area of demand, obviously, as that is just a far higher probability area to start going long from. Now moving in towards the 4-hour time frame, it then becomes more clear. The overall 4-hour was moving pretty nice and bullish in towards the highs until the news, and now we're just kind of like stuck again inside this area of consolidation. Now what I'm looking for the rest of today is to see if euro dollar can start moving back up higher again. Overall we have like this area of supply over here. This was your change of character low, the low of this bearish candle over here. So that was your fractal low. So let's see what happens if we start pulling back up, and then what the 15-minute time frame will provide us with once we tap in towards that area of 4-hour supply. If we see 15-minute change structure, then we will be looking for a short. If the 15-minute just continues bullish, don't short at all and just wait for us to hit this higher area of supply, which is still fresh. So that's my game plan for euro dollar overall. Moving on in towards the dollar index. So the dollar index is a good example of that messy price action. So obviously when political situations become a little bit nervous and Israel attacked Iran, that does mean that the dollar becomes bullish. So every kind of like unstable situation that there is, or news announcements that's unstable or kind of like unstabilizes or destabilizes world politics, then you can expect that the dollar is to become bullish, because the dollar is the safe haven currency where people flee in towards. So what has now happened is that we've liquidated this low over here. Yesterday we saw a change of character high over here. So the high of this bearish candle got broken. That was the change of character high, which broke this change of character low. So at the moment, and this point in time, this is pretty much your area of demand from where we should continue up higher. So if we do see kind of like, again, a 50-minute reaction to this order block, so these 3 bearish candles, then I will be looking for further upside continuation. If we don't see any bullish price action at all, and we just break this low, obviously we'll be targeting this area of 4-hour demand. So moving on in towards AUD USD, guys. So AUD USD liquidated the lows yesterday very, very rapidly, again due to the news. So not necessarily a bad thing. Obviously, if we look at AUD USD in itself, we reacted to the overall buy before the sell over here. So that was the initial reaction. Now for the rest of this morning, let's see. This liquidation of the low could kind of fuel now a move up higher in towards this area of supply. So again, I'm not really looking to trade these major dollar pairs, mainly looking at alternative pairs. But now with a liquidation, kind of like this double low, I would like to see if this is kind of like the V-shaped reaction that we're looking for, and we can see some further upside continuation. For the rest, I mean, going towards the daily time frame, if the daily over here breaks this fractal high, so this is the fractal high of this bearish candle which broke this fractal low, then the daily becomes bullish as well, fractal structure wise, and we could start moving up in towards, for example, this area of supply or this area of supply. If we keep on respecting that high, and the 4-hour just remains bearish as well, so the 4-hour is now fractal bearish. And overall there's not like a very clear area of supply, but let's just say this overall buy for the sell over here, and we just like, let's say, see the 50-minute flip bearish again, then we will expect a further short from this pair. So at the moment there's a lot of liquidity building up above these highs, so I definitely expect those highs to get taken out, and then we'll see how we react to these higher areas of supply over here after grabbing the liquidity above this area of consolidation. So that's it for AUD USD. Moving on in towards pound dollar. So pound dollar also saw a very aggressive push in towards the downside, kind of neglected this area of demand. Overall, if you look at pound dollar, very, very consolidative again here on the 4-hour time frame. So we've now liquidated the low, and the pattern is kind of evolving into something larger. Overall, what I'm looking for still, if we just quickly go in towards the daily, is okay, we're still inside daily demand. So what I'll be looking for is to see if we see that daily change of character, very similar to AUD USD, for example. So let's see if we can break this high, for example, and then we look for that further upside movement in towards, let's say, this area of fresh supply over here. If we fail to break this high, then obviously we'll just look for downside continuation. So yeah, that is that. Also, that daily high, by the way, which is this high over here, is also your 4-hour fractal high. So yeah, I mean, overall the 4 hours now bearish from this high in towards this low. So we should just continue down lower as long as this high is respected. So that is that in regards to pound dollar, but just keep in mind kind of like this descending corrective price action. It's not extremely bearish, but at the same time, we still have like this low over here open. Maybe we could even swipe that low before like really seeing a reversal back in towards the highs. It all just depends on structure and if we respect that overall 4-hour fractal high. Going in towards NZDUSD. So NZDUSD, again, all these dollar pairs are the exact same. You can see again, NZDUSD is a replica of AUD USD, liquidated the low over here. I'm just going to be focusing here on the daily time frame. So the daily has pretty much achieved its targets. Now what I'm going to be looking for is the same. If we break this fractal high over here on the daily, then I will be looking for a short-term upside movement. We kind of have these highs over here connected and this fresh area of supply over here. Or even this fresh area of supply over here, right below these two liquidity highs. So I'm looking for some upside movement, guys, that's for sure. But we need to see structure shift. And at the moment, structure is bearish. And as long as the structure doesn't shift, we continue to be bearish. Just keep in mind, like we have a very obvious area of supply over here and a very obvious area of supply over here. And we have liquidity highs. So we have this high, which is still open. So let's see if we can break this high over here, then I'll be looking for a long. Until then, just continue to look for a short. So that's NZDUSD. Last of all, gold. So gold moved up higher. Very nice. So last night, what I saw was that we got a 4-hour change of character. So we broke this 4-hour change of character high. We're now inside this area of demand. So we should continue up higher this morning. So I have my eyes open over here on gold, so keeping my eyes open for this area of demand from where we can potentially go long. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Wish you a fantastic day and we will speak soon. Thanks.